So right now, I will show you how you can select your picks, the images you want to keep, and the images you want to delete in one go. And this is called PUX, P-U-X, and that's the shortcuts as well. So remember, P for pick, U or U for unpick, and X for reject. So to select or to mark an image as an image that gets deleted afterwards. Let's start inside Lightroom. Here I have the images in Lightroom and I want to select the images. And you can go with a double click on the image to the loop view. That's this icon over here. And here you can say, okay, that's a nice image. So I give them a pick. So I press on the flag and now the image is picked. Then I go to the next image and here I can say, okay, that's an okay image. I leave it. Then I go to the next one. Okay, that's a pick as well. And to the next one. And the problem with this technique is that you don't have the chance to select or to compare the images to each other. So when you go here and you see, okay, what was going on over there, you have to jump to the left and to the right and compare these images. But that's not the best way. A really nice and sleek way to work is to work with the survey view. And the survey view has the shortcut N. And let's see how this works. And in special with my technique with PUX. So I will select a few images and first of all I go to my all photos collection. Now I select a few images and don't do this that you select all of the images or all of the images from the same lighting situation, because now these are too much images. So in this case I would recommend to work from here maybe till here, and these images you can miss. So I will go from here, press on this one and to there, where she's more or less looking straight to the camera. And if you have more than one image selected and you're in the survey view with the shortcut N, then you can switch this small toggle over here next to the sync button from sync to auto sync. And what this does is the following. When I now press, for example, on 5, all the selected images getting 5 stars. So that's really great. And the same is true with the P. When I now press on P, all these images have a pick flag. With the X, all of the images get rejected. And with the U, all flags get removed. Okay, so auto sync is key with this technique. But what can I now do to select the images or to select images to be an image for deletion, an image to be kept afterwards, and an image to be unpicked. And all of this starts with the X. So I press on the X key on the keyboard and now I see all images are X. So they have the small X over here. And now I can say, okay, which of these 7 images aren't the greatest and which of them I want to delete. So this one should get deleted. So I press on the small X in the right corner and you see the image isn't inside my selection anymore and it had the flag with the X. The same is true for here and let's say the same is true for here. And now I have these 4 images and these 4 images from the selection or from this shooting set, these 4 images should get kept. So I press on U for remove flag. So these images are now images without a flag. And these 3 images over there in the film stripe, these have the rejected flag applied to them. And I can't go to them anymore right now. So these are the 4 images I want to keep from this selection. And now I can go in and say, okay, this is not an pick. This is not an pick. But these 2 are really lovely. And these 2 should be a pick. So I press on P for pick and I have the flag applied to these 2 images. So now I can go to the next set. So let's say from here to here and do exactly the same. So start with the P. No, start with the X. Yes, start with the X. So all of the images get a reject. And now I can say, okay, this image should get rejected. And for example, this one and let's say this one, really hard. And now these images should stay. So U for unpick to remove the flag. And now I can concentrate on the images that are the picks. So they're really good ones. So I reject these images, or not reject, I give them away from my set to compare. And yeah, that's a hard one. Let's take this away. And these three are picks. So I press on the P. And then I go to the next set. So this is the set over here. And if I want to have more place on the left and on the right side, I can now press on the tab key. That's the key left to the Q. So tab. And now I have more space left and right. And I can go again. Reject. This should get away. And a good special tip that you don't have to press on the small X to give the image or to put the image out of your selection of the survey view is to hold the Command key or Control key on Windows and just say, okay, which of these images should get deleted? Should this one? So Command click over here. This also. These are my keepers, so U for unpick, and now just concentrate on the picks. So let's say not this one, not this one, and from this 3 one, I take, for example, this, and that's a P, that's a pick. Now I go to G, so I'm in the grid view, select these images, go to N, press on the X, so all of these images are rejected, and now I can concentrate which of these should get deleted. So let's say this one, and here I want to have these images, so U for unpick, and now just concentrate on the pick, Command C to go back, these 4, and from these 4 I will have this 3 is a pick. So I press on P for pick. And now I go to G again for the grid view and can go through my images. So select images, go to the N, to the survey view, press on X, select images to delete via Command clicking onto the images. Then go to U to remove a flag and then just concentrate which of these images are picks. Let's say just this one, P for pick, G, so I'm back into the grid and just take this one, press on N, press on X, so I will just delete these images over here. So like this, for example, delete them, this as well. And this one, just remove the flag with the U, no picks on this set. Then from here to, let's say here, N, X, delete, delete. When I say delete, it's not deleted, it's just selected or marked as image to get deleted afterwards. It's a reject flag. So I will keep this to P for pick. Here, when I go over the images, I normally select images like this, go to the develop model. Here I've also selected the auto sync button, and now I can just lift up the shadows and a little bit of the highlights and then go back to the grid view. Images from here, N, X, reject, 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 like this. U for unpick, keep this, and yeah, keep this over there as a pick. So P for pick, and so I can go through all of the images. So it's really important that you go back and watch this workflow, because there's a lot inside. You just want to go in one strike through all of your images, or always through a selection of images. And that totally depends on what you're photographing. So if you have a portrait shoot, let's see if there's something you can compare together. Maybe it's another pose, another shirt, another whatever, another lighting situation, and just compare images that are comparable. And then go in, X for reject, just press on the images you want to reject. Then you just have the images that are good ones. And then for an additional selection, just think which of the good ones are really good ones. This will become the picks. And then you just put away all the just good ones, and in the end you just have the picks, the really good ones. And if you have selected a couple of your images, or all of them in the best case, you can put them inside a folder or inside a collection. And this you can do in the following way. If I want to have the picks over there, I will just create a new collection, and that's my first selection, and just press on create, and now I have the first collection over here as a new collection. And what I can do now is to go to my attribute and just let the flagged images get shown from Lightroom, and these images I can take and drag and drop to my first collection. And what's important right now is that you now don't need the picks on your image anymore. Why? Because you have the images selected or moved inside the first selection collection, and then you can unpick these images. So just press on U for unpick, and this will free up your selection, your flags, because the images, your first selection, is here inside the first selection collection. And that's important. And that's everything you need to know. Maybe a small bonus tip. You can now, if you have the attribute active, so attribute flag pick, you can now go to the library filter preset menu and save the current setting as a new preset. And here I have my picks. So I can go to 010 picks. Now you see these are my picks. I can go to the rejected images. In this collection I don't have any rejected image, but when I go to my Tina folder and go here to the rejected images, you see I have all the rejected images. And so I can really fast jump from none to picks to rejected to everything else I want to have. I just have these 3 presets on this machine right now, but that's a really good tip. Just save, for example, this attribute for flags picked and save it as a new preset, and then you can take all the images and drag and drop them to your selection. So this was a lot, but trust me, go in, watch this image or watch this video again and try to train this on your own images. Try to replicate all of the steps and really learn them. Because if you get them inside your workflow, deeply inside your workflow, you will be faster than ever before, and you have the opportunity to go to all your images from and shoot, from the beginning to the end, and select images that get or should get deleted, keepers, and picks. And that, my friend, is really fast, and that's working with PUX.